What up, Screen Fiends? I'm GB, and you're tuned in to Headz TV, where we like to discuss all the wonderful things appearing on your movie and your TV screens. In this episode, I'm going to give my review on Logan. I just came back from the movies from seeing it, and I just want to say all my movie reviews are always spoiler-free. I feel like the best way to go into a movie is as cold as possible. There's nothing wrong with hearing people's opinions, but I feel you shouldn't really know too much of what's going on in the movie. That's why I hate trailers nowadays. I try to only watch the first one. Sometimes it's hard. You get tempted to watch, the other trailers, and I'm usually disappointed because I feel like I've seen too much. And this movie, Logan, did not do that at all. The trailer told you who is in it: Wolverine, Professor X, X-23. They told you it was in the future. You knew that. You knew it was rated R. And it was dark and gritty. Other than that, you knew nothing. Now, I've been burned by Wolverine and X-Men movies in the past, so I was trying to keep my hopes at a medium. It was hard, but I tried. Wolverine, X-Men, I grew up loving these characters. These were on my stable of characters. I read them. They were like among my favorites, especially Wolverine, but all the X-Men. So I tried to keep my expectations to a medium. I try not to watch any reviews prior to the movie. I didn't with Logan. That's usually easier for me than the trailer thing, is to stay away from the reviews before I see it. This morning I was tempted to watch a spoiler-free review. I stayed away from it, and I'm glad I did, but I don't think it would have affected my enjoyment of the movie whatsoever. So if you did not see the movie yet, trust me, I'm not going to ruin anything for you. All I'm going to do is amp you up even more than I'm sure you already are to see this film. Okay, so when I hear dark and gritty, or I see dark and gritty, I get scared, not just because of the DC movies, other, Fantastic Four and other movies. They seem to try and do dark and gritty, thinking that that's all they need to do to make it different and to make it sell and to make it stand out amongst all the superhero movies, comic book movies. But that's not all the movie needs. In order to have your audience fully enjoy your movie and fully immersed, there needs to be everything. You need to have a little bit of everything in the movie. All the best movies have a little of everything. Maybe they don't have much action or any action. Or maybe they don't have much comedy. But there's always, or maybe anything you'd consider comedy, but there's levity. Every great movie has humorous moments. Even if you don't find them humorous, there's humorous moments in every great movie. There's exciting beats. It may not be action, but there's exciting moments in every movie. There's anticipation in every great movie. There's all these things that make a movie great and make it stand out. Not just dark and gritty. So I was nervous. Let me tell you something. James Mangold, the writers of this film, I believe Hugh Jackman had a big hand in the writing process. Kudos to all of you. If I had 3 thumbs, I would give you all 3 thumbs up. Because this movie, yes, it's dark and gritty with the subject matter. It sure is. And it's hella violent and gory. Totally. But it's also got humorous moments. I laughed out loud many times in this movie. Many times. And not just that gratuitous language like Deadpool was. I love Deadpool, don't get me wrong. Deadpool would not have been what it was if it wasn't as raunchy as it was. You could take all the F-bombs, you could take all the violence, all of that out of Logan, and it would still be a great film. If you took all of that out of Deadpool, it would be good, but it would just be really another superhero film. Nothing to really make it stand out other than breaking the fourth wall. And it being a comedy. But without all of that gratuitous language and violence, Deadpool doesn't really work. This movie, yes. Did all that stuff enhance it? Yes. Should all that stuff have been in every Wolverine movie? Yes. Every solo Wolverine movie should have been rated R. We didn't get that. Whatever. I'm not going to complain. We got this one. And I'm glad they did it rated R. But you could have took that rated R rating away and it would still be a great film. Okay, I'll get to why in a second. I'm just so hyped off this movie right now. It was amazing. So it has everything you need. It's got action, amazing action, and I warn you, do not blink during the action scenes. Go to the bathroom before this movie comes on. If you're in the movie and you gotta pee, wait for that first slow moment to start, and then run to the bathroom and take care of your business. You don't want to miss any of the action in this movie. None of it at all. The whole movie's great. All the story, all the acting, all the dialogue is great. But don't blink during the action, please. You will regret it. But many of you will probably see this movie more than once anyway, so it probably won't matter, right? Okay, so it's got all you need for a great movie. I said that. I think this movie would be an Oscar contender if it didn't fall under the rated R superhero trope. You know, those types of movies, rated R, bloody, gory, action movies, superhero comic book movies, they don't get recognized for things like performance and all that, and it's a sad thing. This movie's great. I don't want to say it should win an Oscar because it's only March, but if the Oscars were tomorrow, I would say you have to put this movie up, and you have to put up Hugh Jackman, and you have to put up Patrick Stewart. You have to. That leads me into the first thing I want to talk about, the performances. Oh my God, were they amazing. Hugh Jackman, the best he's been in anything, especially as Wolverine, but this combines his best Wolverine with his best acting ability and puts it into this film, Logan, and Hugh Jackman is amazing. Nothing else I can say about it. He's always been Wolverine, and it will be hard to ever bring in another Wolverine. But this was the pinnacle of Wolverine, the best he's been. So amazing. Patrick Stewart, always the other standout. Him and Ian McKellen and Hugh Jackman, always the standouts of the X-Men's. The ones that they're in. But Patrick Stewart also deserves a supporting actor. He was amazing. All of the comedy, and I'm telling you, I laughed out loud. And it's not silly comedy. It's not gags. It's not trying to elicit laughs. But the character portrayal of Logan and Charles and their relationship together is so funny. And even X-23 has her moments. Laura has her moments of funny. Has her hilarious moments as well. But Patrick Stewart was so good in this. Once again, it's like one of the best performances he's ever done. And this is in an X-Men movie, a superhero movie. But outstanding. The girl who plays X-23, Daphne Keane, I believe her name is. Wow. Child actors, listen, child actors always get credit from me. Especially when they're really good. You know, it's got to be hard to be inexperienced and to go up against experienced actors in these good, great movies and give a great performance. It's got to be difficult. Kudos to every child actor. To do it without having many lines, or for at least half or more than your performance, to be silent, and to still have... I knew that character before she spoke one word. And it's a long time before she speaks. It's not really a spoiler that she talks, so don't get mad at me. But she emotes so much through her face and through her body language that you understand the character without any dialogue. And that's amazing to me, especially from, I think she's 11 or 10 or 12, somewhere in there. Amazing. Fantastic. All of the supporting cast was great. Everybody in this movie was great. All the acting was on point. The writing on point. The dialogue on point. Not once did I ever feel like that's cheesy, that's typical, that's out of character. Hear stupid shit like that all the time in movies. I didn't feel like that once. I did not once think about performances because I was immersed in that movie. After the movie, when I got a chance to reflect on it, I reflected on the performances and how great they were. During that movie, I was so into the movie. I was looking out of a window. I wasn't even in a movie theater. I was watching these characters in real life. This movie is amazing. I'm going to say that 100 times no matter how annoying I am. All right. So performance is great. I talked a little bit about the R rating. The violence is definitely violent. Definitely Wolverine. The way every Wolverine movie should have been. Not the X-Men movies. I believe they should be PG-13. And you should have to tone down the blood and stuff with the Wolverine stuff. I get it. But X2 did it great. Where there's really no blood flying around. But he's brutal. And he's slicing shit up. And it worked in X2. It even worked in The Last Stand. All of Wolverine. They always did him right. Wolverine was the one character they did justice to in all the movies. But his solo films should have been rated R. And they all would have been better for it. Even if the scripts weren't as good as this one. Which I doubt they would have been. So the movie's fantastic. Rated R or not. This is a family movie. Like, I don't mean it's a movie that you take your family to. I mean, it's a movie that's about family. This movie is so deep. And that's why I say it should be an Oscar contender. Because it's not just about slice them up, kill you violence. This movie is about family and what it means to be part of a family. Me being a father especially, that really resonated with me. Wolverine as a character, getting to know himself and getting to accept himself and getting to get past any terrible things he's had to do or choices he's had to make resonated with me deeply. Charles wanting to see the best from his surrogate son and his surrogate grandchild in X-23 resonated with me. Where you want to see the best for your children or any of your family members. This movie was about family at heart. It had a lot of heart. It had a lot of soul. It was more than just an action movie, more than a comic book movie, more than a Western, more than a sci-fi. This was an amazing film. I'm telling you right now, go see this movie. If you're a fan of films, you're a fan of good cinema, go see Logan. Don't be deterred by the fact that it's a superhero movie or a comic book movie or that it has to do with X-Men, or if you don't like the X-Men franchise, or you didn't like the other Wolverine movies, or you don't like Hugh Jackman. Go see this movie anyway. Do yourself a service. Do yourself a favor. You're doing a huge disservice to yourself as a movie-going fan to not see Logan. That's it for my review. I give it, oh man, I want to give it a 5 out of 5, but I want to see it one more time before I give it a perfect rating. So at this point, I'm going to give it a 4.5. I may do a spoiler review. Probably not though. Like I said, I don't like spoiler reviews. But after the movie's out for a while, I'm definitely going to do some Logan videos with some spoilers in it, discussing various things from the movie that I found interesting. I can't really get into a deep conversation without giving stuff away. But just note, there are times in this movie you're going to say, oh, I know what's going to happen. But and you may be right, because some of the beats were predictable to me. But I guarantee you, when it plays out, you're not going to feel like, oh, see, I predicted that. You're going to go, yes! You're going to cheer, you're going to clap, you're going to be on the edge of your seat, you're going to be sweating, your heart's going to be pounding, you're going to be a lump in your throat, ready to cry by the end of this movie. Go see Logan. It's in theaters now. I'm sure you know it. Get off the computer right now. Go get your ticket. This movie was fan-fucking-tastic. I loved every minute of it. And I'm definitely 100% seeing this movie at least 2 more times in the theater. So Logan, go see it. 4.5 right now. Most likely I'm going to want to give it a 5 after I see it again. Go see this movie and do yourself a service. Alright, that's it. If you like this video, I went on so long, I feel like I'm going to keep repeating myself, so I got to cut it short. If you like the video, well, it's not short. Almost 15 minutes, right? I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, man. Alright, you like the video? You want to be part of the Screen Fiend fam? Hit the share, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Show me some love down below. Give me all the feedback you can, how I can improve, what you like, what you don't like, all the goods, the bads, the uglies. You got the worst negative things to say? Hit me up in the comments, man. All the criticism, all the constructive opinions, I really, really appreciate and would really, really like it if you would share your thoughts with me as I'm sharing my thoughts with you. All right, that's it. You guys have a good night, and I will see you next time.